This channel, a systematic teaching, enables you to put an end to suffering and reincarnation. Please find the playlist of this series in the description. Mahayana Pure Land welcomes you. To Enlightenment 2. Amitabha's 48 Great Vows. The ultimate method of environmental protection for our planet Earth. The purpose of giving lectures is to help everybody be clear about the principle and to understand the reciting method. When we clearly understand the principle and method, our recitation will resonate with the Buddha realm, and the effects of disaster relief and world protection will then be tremendous while resonating. Not only can we help our planet, but also benefit our present life tremendously. More amazingly, we can obtain an acquisition of the assurance of Sukhāvatī rebirth as soon as possible. And in our vowed future return from Sukhāvatī, we would be an Avaivartika bodhisattva. We can help all beings in all Dharma realms find relief from disasters and prevent misfortunes. This is the fundamental, the ultimate, and the consummate method of disaster relief and world protection. Some practitioners asked me, where would be the safest place to hide when the disaster hits? I told them that taking refuge in Sukhāvatī would be the safest. If you are still thinking of finding a place on this planet, let me tell you, when your life here is meant to end, all efforts to escape and hide will be futile. It is true, only Sukhāvatī is most secure. Wouldn't it be great if we can go earlier? Despite not knowing how much help we can offer to the world, we can recite Amitabha and give Dharma lectures with a sincere heart to help resolve disasters to protect our environment. It is the best environmental protection for our planet Earth because it would induce blessings from Amitabha to resolve disasters. This is our unrelinquished duty. A sincere intention to induce the blessings of all Buddhas. An amazing story of the past life of the Buddha. In fact, can we resolve the disaster? We have firm confidence. I have told many practitioners a story of Shakyamuni Buddha's past. Immeasurable kalpas ago, Shakyamuni Buddha once was a little bird. One day, this bird saw a big fire sweeping across the forest, cutting off the escape routes of many animals. The situation was very dire. The bird flew around and saw the raging flames. At that time, this bird was only thinking about how to put out the fire. He flew to a river nearby, soaked his wings with water, then flew above the fire while shaking down the water from his wings. Of course, a few drops of water cannot put out the fire. He again flew back to the river, used his wings to collect more water, and returned above the fire, shaking down the water from his wings. Who knows how many trips he had made? At last, this little bird was exhausted. With his last gasp, he fell to the ground. When he saw that the forest fire kept burning, he was still anxiously thinking of only one thing.
How do I put out the fire?
His selfless actions had touched a diva of Trayastrimsa who put out the forest fire with his supernal power. When this bird saw that the forest fire was finally out, his heart felt very comforted. Then his consciousness took rebirth in the Trayastrimsa. When I told this story to fellow practitioners, they asked, "Now we are going to Japan. Are we going to be little birds?" I said, "Exactly. Look, we have more than 100 birds, bodhisattva birds. We are going to put out a fire." Can we put out the fire? Well, we've got to find help from a diva of Trayastrimsa. Where do we find a diva of Trayastrimsa? No need to look. As long as we invoke a sincere intention for disaster relief and world protection, Not only can we touch the devas, but also touch and elicit blessings from all Buddhas in 10 directions. Then disaster relief and world protection will surely be accomplished effortlessly. Nevertheless, we must not have any doubts. We must do it wholeheartedly. Look, if that little bird had any doubts and questioned himself, can I put out this big fire with my meager ability? How do I do it effectively? Will it work with my minuscule power? If he had all these doubts, he definitely would have regressed because it would be considered a mission impossible for him. Yet, he had no doubts at all. He simply relied on genuine faith and strong determination to induce the blessings from a deva to put out the fire. Our present mission of disaster relief and world protection is also based on faith and determination. So is Sukhāvatī rebirth. Simply relying on our own truthful faith and imperative aspiration, we can elicit the blessings of Amitabha's fundamental vows to realize our wish. The key is genuine faith and imperative aspiration. We may comprehend this principle more deeply from the example of this little bird. Why do all Buddhas in 10 directions aspire to speak of the merits of this name Amitabha? It is because they wish all beings in 10 directions to hear the name of Amitabha due to his inconceivable merit. The Pure Land method is to use our sincerity, the genuine faith and imperative aspiration to elicit Amitabha's power to resolve disasters and ultimately to transcend samsara. Especially for the degenerate Dharma era, we must rely on our sincere heart to invoke Buddha's power to help us. Because in the degenerate Dharma era, sentient beings have heavier karma than in the true Dharma era and semblance Dharma era, it is extremely difficult to rely on self-power to obtain achievement. Only by relying on Buddha's power can we attain achievement. So, by reciting Amitabha with utmost sincerity and respect to purify our minds, we can definitely help our earth transform from disasters and further escalate our spiritual realm in the future. Thanks everyone for learning with us. Namo Amitabha!